Hello everybody and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're doing really well. So in today's video it is slightly late because Heidi is creeping more towards 10 months old now, but I wanted to do her 8 to 9 month update for you today because I've done every single other month and this month has just ran away with me. It's like everything's gone double the pace. It's actually quite scary. So I thought I'd just take the time to sit down and chat you through what happened in between the age of 8 to 9 months. So this is more of a 9-month update, and then her 10-month update won't be too much longer because like I said, she is creeping more towards 10 months old now, which is so scary. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So the first thing that I wanted to touch on was her meal times, and she's now on 3 meals a day. So I mentioned in her 7 to 8 month update that I wasn't too sure what to do with breakfast because I know loads of people do it differently, and some people wake up and will give a baby a bottle first and others will wake up and do breakfast, and I was really in two minds on what to do, which is why I basically left it till last because I wasn't sure the best way to do it. So what I decided to do was to try her getting up of a morning and having breakfast first instead of a bottle, and try and basically replace that bottle in the morning. And I was thinking more because when I do return back to work, I feel like that would be the easiest thing, and it's more of a long-term decision as well. I feel like eventually she'll wake up and have breakfast, so I wasn't too conflicted. Like when I was like, right, I need to make a decision, I thought, you know what, let's try and do that, and if that didn't work then I would start with a bottle. In the first few instances I made breakfast whilst also using her formula milk, so I'd for example do porridge and add formula milk instead of soya milk and things like that, but eventually now we've stopped doing that. I did offer her in her beaker formula milk alongside her breakfast because I thought, I wondered if she'd prefer to drink that as well, but she actually didn't touch her formula milk in a bottle that wasn't like her standard bottle. She has so much water, which is brilliant, so I give her water and I give her breakfast. So we'll wake up, I'll change her bum, and then she'll have breakfast, and it's been going really well actually, and it's actually probably the meal that she eats the most of, which is great. Obviously breakfast is like the most important meal of the day, so she really does eat quite a lot. Obviously she must be quite hungry when she wakes up, so yeah, it's been really fun to introduce breakfast. It actually makes her life a lot easier, which I thought it'd be more of a pain because I just thought waking up and doing a bottle was quite easy, but actually I quite enjoy doing breakfast, and we always make sure it's nice and healthy, so it's a nice healthy start to the day, and I just thought that it's just a good habit to get into for when she gets older. So yeah, she's now having breakfast, so she's on 3 meals a day now, and she has 3 bottles now as well throughout the day. So she'll have one mid-morning, and then she'll have a mid-morning nap, or at least she's supposed to have a mid-morning nap. Then she'll have another bottle mid-afternoon, and then again she'll have a mid-afternoon nap, and then she'll have a bottle to go to bed. So that's 3 bottles, and I'm not too sure when you start basically trying to remove the rest of the bottles. She relies on a bottle quite a lot to fall asleep, which is why we've kind of done it to coincide with her naps and her bedtime. And so yeah, that's going to be another hurdle, but I'm not too sure when to start worrying about that, or when they need to stop weaning more off milk, because I know when they become a year old they recommend you move to cow's milk if they don't have a dairy allergy. So I'll talk to my doctor, but I think I'm just going to keep it as it is for a little while, and then I guess if she starts fighting a morning nap all the time and starts to not need that, then maybe we'll change it up. I'm not too sure, but I think at the moment we'll just stick to the routine that we've got. And yeah, it's going really well. I'm really pleased that she's enjoying breakfast as much as she does, and I really enjoy making her meals too. So it's really nice and fun that she's having 3 meals now and we can basically all eat together. So this month we have another 2 top teeth. So she now has 2 bottom teeth and she has 2 top teeth, but it's not her front teeth that have come through on top. It's actually the ones to the side of the top. So it looks like she's got little vampire fangs, which is the cutest thing when she smiles. It's just so cute because she smiles and got these little fangs popping out, and I just think it's so cute. So yeah, she's got 2 more teeth, so now she's got 4 teeth, and I'm sure that more are going to come through soon, because obviously once some start coming through they end up all coming through, and teething is just the worst. I just think it's like an evolution flaw, honestly, because it's just so horrible. It must be so horrible for them. It's horrible for us because, yeah, you can offer all the teething gel in the world, but sometimes things just don't cut it, and I just really feel for her and I wish I could take the pain away. So there's been a couple instances in the last month where she has woken up in the night, and we think it's more linked to her teething, where she's waking up and she's waking up in some sort of pain. Of course, when you have like a toothache, it really is troublesome, and I know that I've had it in the past where I've woken up in the night and just like have a throbbing pain in my mouth, and it's really like hard to then fall back asleep. So she has woken up quite a few times, not loads but more than usual, and it's the only thing that has changed is the fact that she's had more teeth come through, and then we've just noticed that when she does wake up it's in line with that. The problem is obviously when they're newborn and they wake up in the night, they wake up, they have a feed, they go back to sleep relatively quickly, whereas now she's waking herself up and she won't just have a bottle or something and then go back to sleep. She's awake and almost has like an adrenaline rush. That's how I always describe it. So we've had a few instances where it's been quite tough. I think as well because you don't expect it, it's even a little bit more tougher because, like for example, we had a night where she woke up at about 3 o'clock in the morning. Bear in mind, I don't go to bed until like 10, which is probably a little bit early for some people, but for me, I put her to bed at, well, she now has her last bottle at about 8, and so she's in bed by like 8:15, and then I go to bed at 10, just so I've got a bit of time to myself, whether that's to watch a bit of Netflix, film some videos, edit a video, or just chill out. Sometimes you just need that little bit of time to yourself. But so I went to bed at 10 and then I woke up to her crying at 3. Of course I got up with her, obviously, and I came down with her, and she then didn't go back to sleep until about 6 a.m. So you're up for 3 hours because I offered her teething gel, a bottle, basically doing all of these remedies to help her go back to sleep, and she just didn't. And so we ended up falling back to sleep at 6, and then Rich got home from work at about 8, and I think that we woke up about 7:30. So it was like a horrid night, and it's just more hard when you do it on your own, because I just feel like a minute feels like an hour, and that's what they don't tell you when you have a baby, that if you get up in the night it feels so lonely and it just feels so exhausting. So hopefully she stops doing that as her teeth come through, and I'm really dreading as well when I do eventually go back to work and having those types of nights, because you've then got to work on top of that. The thought of that just makes me feel a little bit sick. I've mentioned a couple of times that of course she's allergic to dairy, and I did do a whole dedicated video to that as well, so I'll make sure that I link that so that you can watch that video if you're interested to see basically why she's developed an allergy, how we noticed it and how the doctor has addressed it and the plan moving forward. But we also noticed in the last month that she's also allergic to egg, and this was like one of the most scariest experiences, because we were told to be wary of egg because she has a cow's milk allergy, but we wasn't told to like definitely don't. So I tried making her some pancakes in the morning with an egg, and I only offered her like one, so it's like a very, very small amount of egg. But I just said to Rich, like, let's try it, and then if she has like a little bit of a reaction, because I kept the egg to an absolute minimum, if she does have a bit of a reaction, we know not to do it, but if she doesn't, then maybe we can build that tolerance up. And yeah, she basically had like 2 like small baby pancakes that I made, bearing in mind the mixture that I made using 1 egg made about 12 pancakes. It made quite a lot. Yeah, she had like 2, and honestly her whole body came up in like hives. It almost looked like insect bites in the texture of the bumps across her body, and her face started to swell a bit as well, and it was so scary. We were so close to calling 111 as well, because it just got to a point where we thought this is getting worse and worse. But luckily she had a morning nap and basically slept most of it off, so she woke up feeling a lot better, and as soon as she went to sleep I feel like her body started fighting it a little bit, and so after that we've just ruled out egg now. So we are going completely dairy free. So I do have a dedicated weaning page for her on Instagram, which is just at Weaning with Heidi. So I document a lot of dairy free meals over there and things that we've made and inspiration, because having a dairy free baby initially seems quite difficult, but now I'm in like the flow of things. Quite a lot is actually dairy free and available for them to eat. So yeah, do check that out if you also have a baby that has a dairy intolerance or just looking to minimise dairy in their diet. But yeah, egg allergy for sure. So yeah, I don't really know. I mean, I think that the doctor said, especially with her milk allergy, that they'll reassess it, and I think they give you like a milk ladder to follow when they turn 1. So yeah, I'm sure that the doctor will call and we'll discuss that. As I kind of touched on there as well, we have this weaning page, and that's because we've gone down baby-led weaning. So when we first started weaning, I gave her purees and soft foods like that to start the journey, because that's what I felt most comfortable in, because quite a lot of the things that you can offer a baby when they're like turn 6 months, I just really worried about gagging and choking, and I've just heard some horror stories about babies choking because their like windpipe and their throat is so small that if you like, choking is so easy, and I just worried. I'm just like the biggest worrier. But then I developed a bit of confidence as she got a little bit older, and now she's completely weaned baby-led weaned and now we completely do baby-led weaning, and she loves it. I haven't mentioned this in my past couple of months because I've not really touched too much on our weaning journey other than how many meals she's having, but when she does eat, she does the pincer grab, and she's been doing that from about 7 months onwards, which is really good, and everyone says that she's such a good eater. She's not at all fussy, so she'll try everything. Some things she likes, some things she doesn't, but she does try everything, which is amazing. And yeah, she's such a good eater, which is amazing. I just love preparing and eating with her as well, and I just feel like the way that we've basically created this weaning journey together, I feel like it's been really, really beneficial to us both, because I'm definitely eating better because I'm just eating the same meals that Heidi's having. So a lot of my meals are now dairy free and got so many more vegetables in. It's things like that that when you cook for one person, I just couldn't be bothered before, honestly, but now I've got someone else to cook for. I love cooking things, and it's something that I've just really, really enjoyed doing from starting this weaning journey. So it's lovely that she's doing so well with it as well. It just makes me like so proud when people say that she's doing really well with things. I just like, it just makes me feel really joyful. So yeah, she's doing really, really well. So in the last month we had our second UK holiday. I swear I would never ever go on holiday in the UK before, and since we've had Heidi we've been on 2 UK holidays, which is really nice because I feel like you forget how close some things are. So me, my dad, my mum and Heidi, we went to Dartmouth, which is in Devon, and we went for 2 nights, and it was like 3 days by the time we were there and stuff, and it was so, so lovely. She was good as gold. She went down of the night really, really easily, and she sleeps so well in a travel cot, because I think when she outgrew her Moses basket we just used a travel cot at home. I feel like she's just so used to it, bless her. So yeah, it was really lovely, and it's just nice to go somewhere different. It's like having a change of atmosphere is so nice, I think, and Heidi really enjoyed it. I think that she's just so set in her routine that when you do go out and about and things slightly like overlap or anything like that, she does get quite whiny. But as long as we try to keep to things as well as we could, like in terms of feeding and stuff, she is absolutely fine, and we ate out at some lovely restaurants. In particular, if you ever do go to Dartmouth, Alfresco's was amazing. They did the best breakfast. So yeah, it was really nice, and wherever we go I always make sure that I pack Heidi food as well, so that I've always got a dairy-free option if a restaurant doesn't offer one. So yeah, that was really, really good. And then that same week that we got back from Dartmouth, my mum and dad then had Heidi for a sleepover. So that's my second Heidi-free night ever, literally ever. And that gave me and Rich a bit of time to basically chill out. And we had such a lovely day, and I feel like absence definitely makes the heart fonder though, because we had such a lovely day, and we went shopping, and I had a bath, and I did my nails, and things were very, very chill. And then it got to about 8 o'clock, where obviously we're normally giving Heidi a bottle, and we're having those like snuggly hugs as she's having a bottle. And I just remember thinking at that time, like, I really, really miss her. And it's crazy because throughout so much of my maternity leave, I almost just longed for a bit of time to myself, but as soon as I have it, I just want her back so badly. But it was lovely, and it was nice for us to spend quality time. It definitely doesn't happen often enough, but when it does, we definitely make the most of it by being in bed very, very early, having a lie-in. We had takeaway. We actually had the same Chinese takeaway that we had the night before I went into, well, the night I went into labour with Heidi, the night before she was actually born, which is really funny. And yeah, it was just nice to just spend time together and like have a proper catch up, because I just feel like we just don't spend time together properly. Like obviously we spend time as a family, but to actually go shopping together and things like that is just something that me and Rich just never do anymore. So that was definitely really lovely. And the last thing to really mention in her 8 to 9 month update is that she's standing up on everything. So she's able to push herself, obviously from sat down, she'll hold on to something and push herself up. She'll cruise along, say like the sofa for example, she'll push herself along that. It's crazy to see how much movement she's got and how active she is, and just how interested she is in doing everything but playing with toys. And just like the whole living room floor, which once used to be such a clean and just normal space, has now become like a soft play takeover. Heidi's toys are everywhere, but she doesn't want to play with them. So she'll like want to stand on the side cabinets and try and reach for a remote, and we're actually tempted to buy her a TV remote, like just a normal one, so like from B&M or something, for Christmas, because that's all she wants to play with is like a remote. She'll just try and grab everything and anything that isn't her toys, but I just think that's just the life of a baby, that she's just standing up on everything. And honestly, I feel like she'll be walking by her first birthday because of just how much momentum that she's trying to put in things, especially at this young age. So it's lovely to see that she's obviously developing as she should be and hitting those milestones relatively on time, if not a little bit earlier. And it just makes you so proud when you see them learn a new trick. You're just like, oh my god, blah, blah, blah. And then they keep doing it and you're like, stop causing so much havoc. So that's it for Heidi's 8 to 9 month update. I hope that this has been helpful for anyone that's got a child coming up to this age. I do love this age. They are just moving so much more. They just have so much more engagement with things and have more interest and more personality. And as much as I just long for those newborn days again, I just think that this age, you just really started to see the character that they're going to become, and they're not just a baby, they are becoming their own person, which is so, so cute. And it just makes me excited for her to get a little bit older. For me, I've always loved the age like 3 for some reason. Like every time I've met a child that I just think you're just like so intriguing, they're normally around the age 3, so I'm really excited for her to get to that age, which I know is so long away, and I'm sure it will go by so quickly. But yeah, I'm just so excited to see her grow up and just see the little madam that she's going to become. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you have, and don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!